and talk about this eight-week program I did, how it has changed my life so far, and kind of just give you like a little gist of what's included in it. And maybe this is something that you'll want to do with me when I do round 2. I am a virtual health and wellness coach, and I have one baby boy. He's almost 2 years old now, but after I had him, leading up to about 6 months ago when he was about 18 months, I was at a time in my life where I was struggling with anxiety and stress and irritability and feeling overwhelmed, and I felt like I couldn't get to be the person that I was before. And I knew that I just wasn't who I was, but I had to make changes. And anything I was trying on my own, it just wasn't working. And I was having a talk with my husband, and I said, babe, I might have to consider like going to the doctor and seeing if I should be put on medicine. Hey, Jen. Because I knew I had to make a change, because I wanted to be a better wife, I wanted to be a better mom, and I wanted to be a better me. Like, I felt like things that used to bring me joy weren't bringing me joy. I felt like I was really stressed. I was like super irritable, like things that would normally not bother me were bothering me. And so I just hated that feeling. And so I came across these 2 girls on Instagram, Elevate the Globe, and I randomly found them, but I feel like nothing is coincidence in life. I feel like everything happens for a reason. And they're like super high vibe girls that live in Manhattan, like beautiful California. And I just loved everything that they like were showing. High vibe, happy, just loving life. And they announced this program called Rise Up, and it was 8 weeks long, and it was Kundalini yoga and meditation, kind of like the yoga that, to be honest, intimidated me. It was a lot of like the chanting and like when you see like yoga, like Om, like that type of stuff that I really wasn't into. That's what it was about. But I really was at a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go on medication. So I was hearing about girls that did the last Rise Up, and they were saying that they sounded kind of like my story, and they were in such a better place just from adding this meditation into their life. And this year I really wanted to focus on my spiritual wellness, because my first year after having a baby, you're like all over the place. It's crazy. Your hormones are out of whack. Like you're just like trying to get through life. After a year went by and I still was feeling this, I was like, okay, I need to like focus on like my well-being. And so this came about, and I said, I'm going to try this 8-week course, see how it goes. If it doesn't work or I don't feel better, then maybe I'll go to the doctors. So I did the course. I joined. It's an investment. I was like, do I want to spend this much money? I'm always working out. I'm always eating healthy. I focused so much on my physical self, but I was like, I need to focus on my mental well-being, because I need to be a better version of me. Like where I was at, I was not happy. What was awesome is that I knew that once I joined the Rise Up, I always had lifetime access. So I knew that whatever I learned from the first one, I could do and to dive in deeper next time I did it. Each week they focus on balancing your chakras. Now, chakras was something that I was like, I don't even know what these mean. Do you want to say hi? Okay. So this is Cash. He just got up from his nap. So I wasn't familiar with the chakras and all that. Tara and Britt from Elevate the Globe were doing podcasts explaining how you feel if your chakras are imbalanced. If it's your crown chakra, your heart, your throat, your root chakra. So they go over all of those and how you can be feeling if you're imbalanced. And as they were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like me to a T. And so it was great to have that opportunity to learn about what it is they were going to be teaching us, so that I knew that I could get better. There are a couple of package options, and what was great is they do offer payment plans as well. So it really was affordable for really anybody. And I'm going to show you on my computer screen what is included. Cash is actually meditating right now. He meditates with me every morning. If you scroll down, it goes over. This is the Magic Morning Ritual that we did every single morning, which really is like 15 minutes, which really is what I feel like changed my life. And then each week we focus on a different chakra, and all of these is each week. So for example, if I go into one, there's just each morning you do your Magic Morning Ritual, and then there's different videos that you can watch for trainings. And then over here, they go over all different things, like foods that you can eat to better yourself, daily affirmations. So you get so much content. And there's a video for each one. So every single week, it's self-care, stress management, manifesting, if you're pregnant, how to modify it. So there's so much content that you will get. It's so much content. It's like to the point that girls are like, oh my gosh, this is so much content. But the great thing is that you have it for life. So I went, all in as much as I could. I was always going to do my morning ritual, which literally took me 15 minutes. So I'd wake up in the morning and I could literally, you can do it from bed. Like you can wake up and just do it, which is really the best time to meditate for this type of meditation is between 4 and 6 a.m. before the sun rises. But when you first wake up and you're still almost in that meditative state of sleeping, it's really good to do your meditation then. It's like 15 minutes when you'd probably be waking up, scrolling through Instagram or Facebook. Now you're bettering yourself. And then once a week, you can there's a long 1 hour yoga, Kundalini yoga. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it, just like everything else in life. But with this, they ask you just try to do it at least once a week. So that was my non-negotiable. Once a week I did that. And I work out, for a living. So I usually have a rest day or two. So on my rest days is when I at least get in that one yoga and meditation. So they teach you, they're very into eating foods that are high vibration, so they're good for you. So every week there was like a smoothie recipe that you could have. And every single week, what I would recommend for people is when you get to each week, just print it all out so you have it in front of you. There's affirmations because we do self-love. We go over affirmations of how to make ourselves better. So depending on which chakra we were working that week, we were doing different affirmations, different yoga practices. And it was funny how you would see that when you were feeling better, you would be able to connect which chakra you had imbalanced. So for me, there were a couple of weeks that I felt like very grounded with, and I felt like, okay, I feel like I need more of that. So now when I go into round 2, I can dive into that more. Like those weeks, I might try to do 2 or 3 yoga meditations that week. And then it's just nice to know moving forward, like where you really need the help. And some of it's like kind of crazy. You're like, what am I doing? What are these chanting? What are these mantras? But they tell you everything of like how scientifically it does help you. When you say mantra and you're saying things, they tell you why it works. Like when the tip of your tongue hits the roof of your mouth, it does something to your brain. So you're like changing on the inside when you just feel like you look crazy doing something, right? But for me, I was like, okay, I might look crazy doing this, but if I don't need to go on medication because I'm doing this 15-minute yoga practice every day, that's worth it for me. So that's really what it was. It was 8 weeks, and my husband was noticing a difference in like my demeanor, and just that I felt like when stressful things would come my way, I knew what to do to act in that moment so that I didn't go into those lower vibrations. I knew how to stay out of them, or if I got into them, I knew how to get out. Like if I was in a place where I was like, irritated and frustrated, I was like, I just needed an hour to just go be by myself, focus on me, do my own thing. Maybe I'd go and meditate for 15 minutes. Something I do now every single day is I connect with Mike's mom. So many of you know that Mike's mom passed away 2 years ago. And in this course, we really focus on our intuition. We all have intuition. We all have ways to connect with other beings, no matter what you believe in, the greater God of whoever you believe in, it doesn't matter. But we all have intuition. So when you feel like you're pulled to something or your gut is telling you something, that's your intuition. So after every meditation practice, I connect with like my inner guides, my guardian angels, Mike's mom, and I literally can ask for guidance, ask for signs every single day, and I get those signs always. And so I feel like as I've grown, you can get the blocks. Oh, 1 second. It's just something that you can grow like a muscle. So when I work on that all the time, you're just more in tune. You figure out how to look for signs, and you start to understand that things aren't just coincidence. These things are happening to you for a reason. Doing that every day, part of my practice every morning that's what I do. I connect, and I kind of just ask for guidance from like the universe into where I'm going, making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And the other thing we learned a lot about is manifesting. So it's all about vibration. What I didn't know before I met these 2 girls is that everything has a frequency. So love has the frequency of 528. It's what the frequency vibration of it. So high vibration means like good energy, like happiness, joy, love have high vibe frequencies. Depression, sadness, anger have low vibes. So you're on this emotional scale. So if you're up here, you're high vibe, right? When you're happy, things are going good, more of that happens, right? And when you're in a low vibe and you're sad, bad things are happening to you, those keep happening, right? It's because you attract what you are. So when you're in a low vibe place, you have to raise your vibration to get out of that low vibe to start bringing in more. So that's where manifestation comes in. You have to be at the level of whatever you want, you have to be at that level of vibration. So that's why when we talk about if you're in a low vibe, you want to raise your vibration up. Yeah, you're not going to go from anger to pure joy in a matter of minutes, but there's a scale. And so you say to yourself, okay, what can I do to just raise my vibration a little bit? Maybe it's go meditate. Maybe it's go for a drive in your car. Maybe it's go get an iced coffee somewhere. You're raising your vibration. Go get a blowout. Girls go get their hair done. They come out and they're like, I'm on top of the world, right? It's that vibration. So then when you're higher up, you bring that in. So we talk about manifesting. And I told the girls at the beginning of my 8-week course, I really wanted a Jeep Wrangler. I'd been wanting one for like at least 6 months, but I was like, I'm going to manifest this. And I took the actions of what we did with manifesting. And about a month after we finished the course, it all just worked out. I was at the dealership one day, and the one that I wanted so bad, that was so out of my price range, but I loved, it just so happened had a really good deal going on, and it was like the last one in like the New England, and it just worked. And I walked away with that Jeep. And I truly feel like it all just kind of came together. So between just being in a high vibration, decreasing stress, decreasing anxiety, knowing how to address your feelings and emotions, like you have to be starting to be in tune with who you are and how you're feeling and how you can get out of that. But you also have to want to get out of that. A lot of people will be in a bad mood or whatever, and they just sulk and they don't want to get out. So you have to get into this place where, okay, I will do things to rise up. That's why it's called to rise up. And I love it. There's basically two packages, at least when I joined. And looking back, now I wish that I had got the more expensive one, because I would have been able to have calls with Britt and Tara. And these girls are just two like balls of light that just resonate and just give out so much love to the world. And I truly feel like if you can afford that, or like looking at the payment plan for that one, then definitely consider it. So there's a ton of content. Like I said, every 6 months they do another one. So I'll be doing this again in October, and I can really learn from what I took in the first one and dive in with the second one. And I'm just really excited because I feel like I'm a better version of me. Of course, there's still days where I get stressed or anxious, but I feel like I can get out of it faster. Just like when you find the right workout routine or the right nutrition or the right support, you get into that cycle of goodness. And so then when something knocks you down, you can get back in quicker because you know the tools to use, you have the right support. And so that's where I feel like I am with Elevate the Globe. And these girls are amazing. Like, you message them on Instagram, you email them, they get right back to you. Like, they care about your well-being, and they really want to just spread more light to the world. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can share with you. It's just really good. But I will be sharing about this for the next couple of weeks. And then the next one, I think in like 10 days or so, the next one will launch. So I'll be sharing all kinds of info over the next few weeks. And I do have a link in my bio. If you want more information, I'm just collecting emails, and I can send you emails and pricing and all that stuff. So I'm really excited to do another one. I'm totally all ears. Like, anything you have questions on, I'm open. Like where I was at, like with stress, anxiety, and like I haven't been super open about that, but I feel like it's very important to tell people, because now that I've been open about it, a lot of girls have come to me and said, I'm in the same spot, or I'm taking medication I don't want to be. And girls just want to feel better. And I think it's completely normal with hormones and having babies and just life, what it throws at you. It's completely normal to have these ups and downs. And so when you have tools like this that can keep you grounded, I think are so important to just living your best life mentally, spiritually, all that good stuff. So thanks for hopping on.